Welcome back. As many of you saw earlier today, Congressman Jim Costa was with the president as he toured the valley. We're going to head on out to CBS 47's Zara Arboleda, who has Congressman Costa with her now. Zara?
All right, Ken and Evie, thank you very much. I pulled Senator Costa from his car 2 seconds ago. Senator, I moved you up. Congressman Costa, I pulled him away from Senator Feinstein, who was sitting in the car. She didn't want to talk. Congressman, how did it go today?
I thought it was a good day. The president has been following this effort with regards to the drought, not only in California, but western states. We've been talking about it for several months. He is committed not only to relief for those most impacted by the drought. Secretary Vilsack unveiled that today, but also about cooperating with Governor Brown and providing flexibility for the operations of the projects, the pumps, to move any water that we can that gets into the system here, providing we get some more storms. All
right, actions speak louder than words, though. Is this going to happen?
Well, it's already happening. I mean, we increased the pumps on Tuesday from 1,500 to 4,000 cubic feet per second. There's more water that came down as a result of the storms last week, and we're trying to do everything we can to create the operational flexibility in the system that our legislation would also, by the way, create.
It's really going to take a bipartisan effort, though, to make any movement in Washington. Can you guys cross that divide and make it happen?
Well, I voted for the Valadale legislation 10 days ago. I've asked him to be a co-sponsor on our bill. He says he's thinking about it. And so, but I mean, you know, that's correct. We're not going to get anything done unless we work together. And it's high time that people in this valley and throughout the state put the partisan politics aside and figure out how we're going to deal with California's short-term and long-term water problems. I think this drought could well get more difficult before it gets better.
That's true. Any hard feelings that it's taken the president so long to get here to Central California?
No, I mean, he's got a country to run. And the fact that, I mean, they called us a week ago and they said, you know, they had to be here to meet with the King of Jordan, and they had some time, not a lot of time. I would have liked to have had a high school rally in a gymnasium here in Fresno or Los Banos. I would have liked to provide more access. I'd like to show him some of the other issues, but we had about an hour and a half. So he wanted to see ground zero of the drought, places where there's no groundwater and all they have is surface water, and they have no surface water. Joe Dabasik's farm, they have no surface water on places where they grow organic melons, tomatoes, and other important nutritious crops.
I pulled you from the car with Senator Feinstein. Were you two able to talk about it, about how she feels about the trip?
Diane and I are talking almost every day. No, she thought it was a good trip, and we got work to do. We got to focus on storage. We should be looking at increasing San Luis Reservoir. We could do that. They want to do some work on it. Los Vasqueros, and we ought to raise High Shasta. Those three reservoir projects, I think, have large consensus. We ought to figure out how we do the cost sharing between the federal, state, and local folks. That would add additional water to California. And then in the meantime, Governor Brown made it very clear. He wants to fix the plumbing system in the Delta. He talked about the 2 tunnels. He talked about getting support for that effort. And I'm working closely with the governor as well. You've
got a lot of families counting on you right now.
Well, my family's farmed in this valley for 3 generations. And when you see some of the hardest working people you'll ever meet in your life in our farm communities, I'm talking about farm workers and farmers, people who have, have generations of their families' savings in those farms. They are very, very, very concerned and frustrated, and this is the time when you have this kind of crisis, hopefully we can get the bipartisan agreements we need to have.
Congressman, thank you. My apologies to Senator Feinstein as well.
No,
all right, thank you.
Fine.
Ken and Evie, back to you in the studio.
All right, Zara, thank you so much.